Hi everyone, just wanted to share a dead simple Photoshop hack that I presented at the Learning Solutions Conference. Newer Photoshop users would look at a picture like this one with the model on a flat background and pick something like the magnetic lasso tool and start trying to trace the model into a selection. Whereas I look at this and I instantly think it would be much easier just to select the background out. So what does that look like exactly? Well, I'm going to make a selection with the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to grab the model plus a little bit of the background. Now all I have to do is knock out the background. And because the model is shot, as most stock photography is, on a flat background of similar colors, that's an ideal candidate for the Magic Wand tool. The only difference is when you use the Magic Wand tool, the default setting is to select pixels of a similar color that are connected. To deselect, you hold the Alt key, and you can see my icon has changed from the Magic Wand to the Magic Wand minus, which means from the current selection, deselect the pixel that I click on and all the connected ones of a similar color. So in one click, you can see that I've removed most of the top end of the shaded background, and I can hold it again, Alt, on this area where the watermark was, and the lower corner, and this last little piece over here. Now if I didn't have the watermark, I probably would have had the whole thing done in one click. So again, the way we look at the problem sometimes is the problem. A lot of people look at the subject and try to extract it out from the background versus looking at the background and trying to remove it. So let's look at another example of this, and it's truly a literal translation of the problem. I have this gentleman, a great stock photography shot of a gentleman on a phone, but the environment, quite literally the background, won't translate to almost any business context that I develop training for. I almost never have someone standing in a field with windmills. But the subject, the person on a phone, translates to a lot of scenarios I might want to use. So let's look at removing the background. And you can probably see as I'm drawing the box, you can see large areas of similar color that I can easily knock out with the Magic Wand tool. So I click the Magic Wand tool, hold the Alt key, and in a few simple clicks, I'm going to have most of that background removed fairly easily. So there's nothing wrong with using the magnetic lasso tool to trace the contours. Again, this is just a dead simple trick to look at the problem a little bit differently, use a tool that can knock it out in record time. So you can see here, I've almost got it perfected. I've left that little corner, missed one here, left this little corner here to demonstrate something. You can see right where it makes contact with the slacks, those colors are extremely similar colors. And I could try to adjust the tolerance of the tool up here to try to be more exact in my selection. But you can see if I leave it, it's going to select. I'm going to choose a different tool. Different tools solve different problems. So the color contrast is going to be a hard nut to crack here. So let's just switch it up to the polygon lasso. And now I can hold the Alt key, which changes it to deselect. And this one, you just draw a polygon with clicks. Click, 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 and whatever I surround with that polygon will be deselected. So you can interchange the tools with the Alt key to remove from a selection and a Shift key to add to a selection to perfect it. But the key thing here is to look for those backgrounds that have a kind of flat, common color that's in high contrast with your subject. Usually a very simple way to knock out the background instead of trying to select the subject in, select the background out. So one bonus tip here. I've made a great selection for this gentleman, and when I save images, usually they flatten. So if I save this to a PNG or JPEG, even if I put it in a white flat background, it's going to flatten out on me when I save it to a standard image format. But maybe if I have this along with other subjects, I want to save the selection so I can make them go hot at any time. And we can do that. Go to Window, Channels, and to save a selection that you have as a channel, it's the second icon. It kind of looks like a paper with a hole punched through it. And that will be Alpha 1. And if you make another selection and save it, it'll be Alpha 2, and another one Alpha 3. So you can save whatever selections you have in a document for upload at a later time. So how do we upload it? Let's say I get this image and I've already saved a selection and it's been flattened, I just go to Windows, Channels, hold the Control key, click, and I've got them selected immediately. So there's a nice little power tip for you for making effective selections and saving them so you don't have to repeat your work. Hope that helps.